All right, welcome everybody to the first game of Week 5, Murk Esports IBSG AG Mojo Jojo versus Touching Grass. And I am Fel. I am joined by the Master of all trades, Jack of none, Miss Loki. How are you tonight?
I am fabulous, Phil. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this. So, as the chat was talking about, there are playoff implications to this. If AG wins, they lock up a seed in the playoffs. If they lose, they need LFA to win. However, if they lose 2-1 to Touching Grass, and Touching Grass can play the spoilers here tonight, then from what I understand, it would go to the tiebreaker, which would be the Rivals Gold versus AG Mojo head-to-head matchup, which would be AG Mojo Jojo 1-2-0. So if Murk or Kiki are in here, they can correct me. But as the points stand right now, you have Mojo Jojo and LFA at 5, Rivals Gold at 4. So if they were to win 1, lose 2, then it would be basically 6-6 Rivals. And who knows? I guess that it would go to the head-to-head. I don't know how that works, but anyways, we're gonna.
You got it.
Yeah, we're gonna get into draft. I'm probably more interested in it than anybody else, but we're gonna get into the drafts here. We see the Nautilus coming in for AG, and Touching Grass actually opened real quick with the Silas. We've seen that jungle or mid. I know B-Sin can play it. He likes to play it. Nautilus has an awesome ult for him to take, and they're going to pair that with the Senna. So we're going to see Hamilcar over here on the Senna, potentially going to support, but we've seen her more as AD, and we know that with this recent patch, they just buffed her. Speaking of a little minor buff, we see the MF coming out for the side of AG. We saw them use that really, really well yesterday, actually, against LFA. The Misfortune had really well timed ults.
Absolutely.
And they actually grabbed the champion that was her crux here, which was the Nautilus. And rounding out round 1 of the picks here, we see the Swain. How you feeling about this one?
Honestly, I really like the draft from the side of Ape Gaming. I do like the MF paired with Nami. Honestly, Swain Senna, if that is what is going to be in the bot lane, is a pretty solid bot lane. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Senna ADC, and I'll say that I just don't like Senna in general. But I know that it is a pick that him does play quite a bit of. So.
Okay, so you're thinking that if that's Swain bot lane, we're going to see Rubik's on the Senna and Hamilcar on the Swain.
I think you'll see Hamilcar on the Senna.
Okay. All right.
That's just my guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so we saw Downfall yesterday on the Gnar completely just stomp one of the best laners in the league. All ducks on me on Gnar. So Touching Grass is looking to ban the Syndra away from Donny B's. From Donny B's, the Gnar from the top lane, and the Amumu. Also Hui, Jarvan 4 out, and AG does not want to see the Braum. They do. I guess they don't believe that's a Swain bot lane, as we see the Cho'Gath coming out for tonight. Instead of Lucifer, there's actually going to be a Bears pack up in the top lane, and it looks like he's going to be going for the Cho'Gath for the tankiness, wave clear, safe play.
Okay. There's the Azir pick, which is what we were talking about behind the scenes. This is what I was really excited to see Donny B's on. I believe that we've seen him on Azir before, and he was pretty impactful, so I'll be interested to see how this one works out.
It will be, and somebody who is extremely familiar with Azir is B-Sin. So both of these mid laners, B-Sin is exceptional on the Azir. It's one of his best champions, so he should know how to play into it, and we see the Yone picked up on that side. And then AG has a lot of go buttons here to get on top of the carries of Touching Grass, but we see a lot of sustain, a lot of CC, and a lot of we just want to sit back and fight this front to back and keep everybody alive and be tanky on the side of TG. How do you see this one going before we get into the game?
Honestly, I am expecting to see jungle presence on the bot side for at least AG. So I am kind of interested to see if there will be any early ganks or whatnot, but we are going to get into game number 1. Sorry, I'm trying to juggle both production and...
No, you're good. All right, so I'll take it from you so you can focus on the one thing here. As we see, we're getting into game. We see Touching Grass going in for a nice, cheeky invade here. Germrat is doing a really, really good job sitting on the outside of this. He will see them coming in, spot them out, call them out, and this 5-man invade shouldn't see any kills here, but we do see Emperor is going to ward on this side. Normally, I like to see the outro where they actually just pinged where they think they are. Normally, I'd like to see a ward there instead of here, but either way, they're going to see them coming out. And it looks like Unreportedly is going to head up into his jungle following Bear's Pack, but it does look like there's going to be a little bit of a counter gank. The Shen with Downfall and AG Major both sitting there. Tons of CC over here. Bears using his Rupture early is going to get spotted out here, but we'll see if they can actually just take this.
Yeah, can they?
No, Silas does see them. Okay.
So...
Yeah, as we see, we're coming in. Cho'Gath misses the Rupture, but Unreportedly gets the chains onto him, but he's taking a lot of hits from the red buff, and Downfall is going to flash over and follow him. And First Blood going over to this Shen. Not what you want to see.
Yeah, not what you want in terms of jungle or top lane. You know, you don't want your laner returning to lane with, you know, a component that's above you, but... And hey, I was right. I told you it was a Senna Swain bot lane.
It is, yeah. So Hamilcar on the Senna. We know he's played it before. He's actually really good at it. Unfortunately, it's into 2 ranged minions, so maybe better that he goes ADC, so he's not going to be getting as many stacks off as he would against a melee support. But, you know, we'll see how it ends up turning out. He's going to at least have the money that an ADC gets instead. As we see a little bit of trading back and forth between B-Sin and Donny Bees. And this bot lane actually just creating a lot of pressure, just shoving in and doing well. Rubik's McCubics is actually doing pretty well on this Swain as well. He's gotten like 3 or 4 of these roots off, and Bear's Pack shoving in. So a lot of the tempo going over to the side here as gets caught under the turret with the taunt, but he was just outside of range. Bear's Pack a little lucky with that big Cho'Gath not being into the turret threshold there.
It's so weird not seeing Lucifer in the top lane. I keep wanting to call them Lucifer. That is not Lucifer. That's Bear's Pack.
That is Bear's Pack. The sub coming in as Downfall is going to try to engage, but he's actually going to miss it. Bear's Pack is super low on mana, and he used a lot of it to shove the wave. So Downfall is going to get a lot of like free damage here, but Bear's Pack also just got 3 grass procs off of that as well. We know Cho'Gath is going to go tanky, Heartsteel, and stuff like that. So decent enough trade, but now he basically is going to be able to freeze this wave onto Cho'Gath. Bears needs to be calling his jungler up here to be like, hey, I need to shove this out. But we see Unreportedly on the bot side, a Nami Bubble is going to come out along with the heal. Germrat and Emperor both super low on mana. As Unreportedly on the Silas is coming in, he is going to get the W off and the slash. Ooh, followed up with the swing E, and he's going to barrier out and flash, and he's going to get away. And now we see AG Major trying to come back onto the other side as Don't Eat Bees is going in on B-Sin here. This is just pandemonium across 2 lanes. Germrat still trying to get in here. Unreportedly, he's going to miss the Silas chains and walk away, and it looks like bot lane is going to give up their delusions of a grander fight here as Downfall slowly pushing in this wave. He does have the kill. He has a 18 CS lead at 4 minutes in. A lot of shoving. B-Sin is playing with fire here. He is just sitting under the turret, taking a lot of damage and poke from this Azir, and backs off a little bit, but doesn't want to just give the wave up completely.
Yeah, Donny Bees is definitely abusing B-Sin here.
He is, as far as health bars and the wave tempo is concerned, but B-Sin doing actually a really, really good job of maintaining the CS composure, which we see a lot of people fail on when they're shoved into the turret and taking damage every half a second. So good job on B-Sin. Donny Bees hasn't run out of mana yet, so he may just be farming up for level 6 and calling in his jungle. We've seen AG Major do really, really well pushing in, but as I say this, Unreportedly is the one that is pushing in here, just trying to get his mid laner a little bit of breathing room. But ooh, some fancy footwork. The flash comes out from Donny Bees, and he's going to have to push away and teleport back to lane as B-Sin gets just enough breathing room probably going to shove this wave out and back himself.
Alright, we do have the first Drake of the game spawning, and then we decide to fight top lane. Guys, I need like 2 minutes, please. We do have the first Drake of the game. It doesn't look like either jungler is really looking to like really take that right off the bat. Looks like Major's looking for a potential topside gank. Not really gonna find much there. Just let the laners like wet noodle fight it out up here, because that's really what this top lane is going to be. Until Downfall wakes up and chooses violence.
Yeah, and we've seen that from him time and time again. And as we've seen, if we just go off of like the previous weeks and whatnot, AG normally prioritizes the grubs over the first dragon. I know one game last night against LFA, they did take the first dragon, and then they took the grubs, or at least got the first two. It was on the first Nunu game, but they also had prio in every single lane when they did that. For the most part, it's been touching grass, just showing up to whatever objective the other team has prio on. And I know that was a point of contention of what they were talking about previously. So let's see if they fix it here. As Murk trying to get a little bit of cheeky roots off and whatnot, and stacking up against this Nami. Good bubble coming out to kind of stop Rubik's McCubics, but Germrat with no flash is going to take a ton of damage here. So Millicard just misses with that. And now we're seeing AG Major coming in here, but unreportedly is on the side. We're going to see the Sarima shuffle after B-Sin goes all in, and unreportedly living as much as he can, but he's not going to get it. The ult from the Shen comes out, and that is going to be a dead Silas on the side of touching grass. And now they look like, thought they were going to focus over onto the dragon, but it looks like they want to try to catch B-Sin out here. As Hamilcar going in on Germrat here, trying to trade out some damage, and Downfall looking to pressure this mid lane. He does get the flash off, but he sort of misses it. B-Sin with some good footwork there. And now both members of AG are taking a lot of damage, but there's 5 members here. Poor Rubik's McCubics on this Swade is just gonna die. That's the feat of warfare for the Shen, and now AG is looking towards the dragon.
So this, I mean, that was a very well played fight by Ape Gaming. You know, they did very well. That was a nice stream of shuffle from Bees. And B-Sin is not done yet, buddy. Have you not learned your lesson? He is going to kill you.
He's just trying to get in there, maybe get some cheeky poke. And one thing to note is that Cho'Gath has been up this whole time.
Yeah.
He's got 4 waves basically sitting by himself, and he's still down on CS.
I was gonna say,
gotta get better
like
at
12
last
CS
hitting.
down, and he's been up in top lane by himself. This
Yeah,
Cho'Gath
so-
is not having a fun time. And now that
Now, a
there's
little,
a 3-0 Shen, it is about to be even less fun for you.
Yeah, a little unfortunate for Cho'Gath here to not get the good last hits there that he wanted. He's teleporting right in front of Shen. Shen just takes a turret shot, trying to Tiamat stop the back, but Cho'Gath is going to be able to come back to lane. He does have the first part with the Bomby Cinder and then the Chain Vest. Looks like he's going to be going Sunfire Cape into this team. Good or bad choice of
I just noticed that Swain stole the Scuttle Crab from
Yes, he did.
Alright, and it does look like AG has decided to just start these grubs up. Unreportedly is here though, so they do kind of need to play it a little bit safe, and B-Sin is looking for payback for whatever happened to him mid lane. He's a little upset, guys.
And we see the Shen is there, unreportedly has stolen the Nautilus ult, so he's going to be able to do that. We do have 4v3 up here because Swain decided to stay. I think Bears Pack just ulted one of the minions there, so he should be getting a free ult charge onto that, and then they only get 1 instead of 2 on there, as Downfall is trying to make sure that unreportedly can't get in there and steal it, can't do anything else, and Misfortune is going to cast the bullet time here, and now Rubik's and Hamilcar both, well, only 1 turret shot coming out, but good way to clear the wave when you know that your support is up topside.
We just call it a zoning ult.
Yeah.
At least that's what I called it when I would like randomly ult the minion wave.
Downfall going in onto Bears Pack here. Sidesteps the Rupture, but doesn't want to continue the fight anymore. And now we see unreportedly is hovering this mid lane. B-Sin is actually coming back with item and fresh health, and we're gonna see if maybe they want to go in on this as Milka does land that, but yes, it does look like the ult's gonna come out from both unreportedly and B-Sin, but he was too far off on his E there, so he's just gonna have to go back here. Unreportedly wants to keep fighting this here, and B-Sin is just like, no, don't do it. And now he's gonna be caught up with the Nautilus ult as well. Downfall is over here. He's gonna try to get the taunt off and gets another one. That is Downfall 402 on this Shen.
Holy. Well, this Cho'Gath is definitely not having a fun time now. If he wasn't before, he's definitely not now, so... And it looks like Donny Bees is gonna maybe get a turret play here in mid. This Senna is farming exceptionally well.
Yes, I was just looking at that as you were talking. It is 94 to 66. One bright spot is the scaling potential of this Senna. Another infinite scaling champ, kind of like Cho'Gath if he can get his ults off in the late game team fights and onto the objectives. So they do have the scaling potential, maybe not as much as what AG was dealing with last night, but still, Hamilcar on this Senna can pilot it very well. That along with all the lockdown and safety net she's going to have from the Cho'Gath and from everybody else, is that a win con for game one?
Potentially, and if B-Sin stops getting caught like this.
Okay, as Major is just sort of smacking him. No return damage from B-Sin here. Unreportedly sitting on a turret. They are just going to let him waste as much time as they can as he's going to go in here. He's going to steal and pop the Nami ult. Just a flash. Getting out of there. Unfortunate that you're sitting on a word that entire time, because that probably could have gone different.
Moment. I probably would have thrown a Nami bubble in just to let him know that I knew he was there, but...
Oof. As B-Sin goes in, gets a little bit of chunk of damage back, but everything that he lifestole from this Azir is now traded right back over to him. And we're going to see now, Donny Bees looks like he wants to go in here, potentially. But B-Sin does have a couple things in his favor.
To work with.
No, he doesn't, and B going, oh, man, he's staying so low on this Yone, and fighting an Azir that already has his Gnasher's Tooth completed, 20 CS up, and an item already finished, just feels rough for this poor Yone.
Absolutely. We do see that Rubik's McCubix has made his way to the mid lane. We do have a dragon up in about like 2 seconds here. It says it's a mountain drake, and it is, right? Didn't lie to me today. Let's go.
All right, so that's going to probably be the next objective that they fight over. Hamilcar and Germrat just, oh man, those double ups just do so much damage. But fortunately for Hamilcar, he is playing Senna. He's going to be able to, as long as he doesn't just stand there, he is going to be able to heal that back up with the fleet footwork, with his own Q heal, as B-Sin's going on into Donny Bees and doing a lot of damage and doing very well. He actually waited for Azir to push his soldiers outside of range, so it was just auto attacks that Donny Bees could do. So well played by B-Sin, heads up to get a good chunk off, and he does have 2 people on the side of AG hovering at the same time. His Swain is hovering as well. As AG Major looks like he wants to take this fight here. We're going to see B-Sin. He is going to head back, and does he go in straight into an ult? No, he Qs over. He actually ults in, and now the Shen ult is coming out, and the Swain is here. And now it's 4v3, 4v2. Cho'Gath actually stopped Shen's ult, so he did not get the follow through here. Rubik's McCubix and Unreportedly are trying to take down Major, but taking a lot of damage from this Azir, as they're going to walk away with their tail between their legs as the dragon is ready to get conquered.
Alright, so you did mention the dragon. It just looks like AG is looking for the second Drake of the game, which would honestly be beneficial to them rather than getting a Mountain Drake onto a Cho'Gath. So, and it doesn't look like it's going to be contested. Unreportedly is just going to keep farming away.
Yeah, and one thing to note, I guess, up here is that Shen has completed his Heartsteel and Tiamat and Tier 1 boots to Cho'Gath's Sunfire Cape and Doran Shield. Now, he has sort of caught up on the CS department, but being down 4 kills and 3 assists is huge. I would have liked to see Cho'Gath cut, 3-man root from Rubik's. That's a lot of health scaling there. As AG Major is going to catch the Senna. He is going to get the stun, but he's not going to have the ult there. Azir doing so much damage on the backside here. Rubik's McCubic's pulling him in, and it is 4 members here looking like they may want to dive, but Swain is just daring them.
Yeah, they can't. I don't think that a dive is a very good idea, especially with, Silas not that far away.
Ooh, sitting on top of Ward. Donny Bees gets caught out by unreportable, but is going to get away as Swain is now on minion clearing duty for this bot lane. Bears Pack getting pushed in again. Has finally started CSing well. So, little positives, right? Silver linings.
Yeah, of course. Silver lining.
We did see yesterday Downfall struggling a little bit into a laner that just likes to sit at his turret and farm really well. We saw it up against Ducks when he picked the Kassadin on that second game. As a third of Milikar's health just melts away with his Bloodthirster completed on MF. Yeah. So, and she also goes with the Cult too. So, a little disrespectful is Downfall's trying to make Bears Pack pay for this, but steps up a little bit too much. If he had mana here, that could be a dead Shen. Was that just a mistake and like lag, or was that calculated?
I feel like Cho'Gath is always low on mana when it's like an opportune time for him to go in on this Shen.
Oh, Bears Pack does eventually see he probably could have died if Major had pulled the trigger there, but I think they really want this Rift Herald, and Shen wants to go and complete whatever item that he's building right now. We did see him. It's been a while since he back. He may be able to finish this Titanic or whatever, but no, instead going for portions of it and maybe wanting to ult in and just be a little bit stronger for the next team fight. As Germrat is actually taking down Hamilikar really well, but getting the stun off and not allowing any more attacks to fall through. Hamilikar plays safe, and once again, it's ED on AD in the bot lane. There's a little bit of roam, but Touching Grass has to concede objective number 4 now.
It's 7-0 right now. It's a 4K gold lead in the favor of AG, Mojo, Jojo, and these guys are playing their comp very well.
That they are. They're waiting for the engage button to come out from Touching Grass, and then Shen ulting away and using the tankiness and crowd control of this Nautilus to just allow Azir to kind of keep farming. And we notice that even though Swain died once, Nami is 003 and MF is 000, down 30 CS, but doing just fine, right? Like as an ADC, especially a good, strong scaling one like MF, where you really just need your late game to go well and the setup for your ult and your bullet time. So both ADCs seem to be happy here as we're going to see B-Sin going all in onto Donny Bees. We do see the Shen ult coming out, the return damage coming up from the soldiers, and Donny Bees barely escapes with his life. Once again, Cho'Gath able to silence Downfall. That is twice now that he has ulted and been canceled, so there's no follow-up damage and kill. Really well played by Bears Pack on this Cho'Gath to just sort of negate half of the plan that AG has.
These, I can't imagine that the players on Touching Grass are really having a fun time this game. But it does look like Unreportedly is looking for something bot side.
It always seems like whenever he's looking for that play, it's just
yeah.
half a second too late. Like, bro, you would have been here 2 seconds earlier. We kill, easy peasy. But AG Major looks like he wants to turn this down now that Donny Bees is here. But no return play on here as we see Bears Pack just trying to CS under his turret has kind of caught up. If he would have done a better job of last hitting when he was able to shove a couple waves, this Cho'Gath could be up by like 30. He could be sitting where Sen is at right now. So something to clean up. Maybe, the nerves of playing on the stage or whatever is just a little bit too much for him, but doing decently well enough now.
I think the next objective is another drink in 15 seconds. I would like to see Touching Grass at least try to fight for this one. You don't want to keep giving AG objective after objective.
That's right. We see AG Major is actually caught on the wrong side here, but it does look like Touching Grass is a little apprehensive about trying to get in here and make this play happen, as we see Shelly being dropped, and now AG Major is trying to position over for a good hook onto the Rubik's McCubics. He just misses Hamilcar, but now Donny B's coming in with the Shurima Shuffle, and Swain popping the ult as well. The bullet time coming out from the MF, just shredding over here. And now Rubik's McCubics trying to stay alive as much as he can, but Azir just so far ahead, does so much damage. And 2-0 cleanly for the side of Touching AG. It looks like on the side of AG, it looks like Touching Grass just weren't ready for the engage.
Yeah, it feels like Touching Grass just isn't ready for most engages from the side of AG tonight. But they are going to just go ahead and start up this Otacon. There's really no one to contest them. I don't think Touching Grass is in any position to even attempt to.
I mean, they do have sort of a double smite, but is Bears going to be willing to leave this lane? Like, the entire team around him is falling. I know that he doesn't want to make any super big mistakes or anything, but at some point the macro game is going to have to show, and you're going to have to leave here. Sitting there and giving free stacks to the Shen on the Heartsteel isn't always the play, as he is actually trying to change this out. Unreportedly, steals the Shen ult, is downfall, does flash out, but it does look like, oh, and he's going to taunt, and he's going to have them follow. The silence coming through, one more rupture, and the Senna ult, and now he gets the chomp. Bears Pack takes down Downfall for a huge, huge shutdown. And silence.
Sorry. Somebody walked into my office.
It's all right. So big shutdown, and the turret goes down now, and now it looks like maybe there's a little bit of confidence coming out from the side of Touching Grass. It could happen here, as B-Sin and Donny B's are going to go after each other, as we see unreportedly pulling the Shen ult back and taking that down as well, unreportedly making two insane plays, one after another. 403 Shen and a 404 Azir, both way ahead of their counterparts, giving shutdowns to the Cho'Gath and to the Yone. This could be the mistakes that they needed. But we see Hamilcar getting caught out over here now. AG Major does get the auto attack, followed by the hook onto Hamilcar. We do see Bears Pack finally using that TP coming in, and now Shen is going to ult on top of this. Swain has 4 members around him now, but the bullet time comes out and takes out Silas, and Swain falls shortly after. You finally get momentum, and then you overstep. It's almost like we're basically just reading out of a book, out of a playbook of Touching Grass on how they're losing these games. It's so unfortunate to see this happen, as B-Sin trying to make the hero play, but he's going to get locked down, he's going to get caught out, he's going to get taunted, he's going to get doubled up, and he's going to be the ace for AG. Clean ace over here now, and now they're just going to push out this mid lane. Swain's going to do what he can along with Hamilcar, but they may be too far behind to be able to do anything with this, as Shen does get the taunt, followed by the Nautilus Q, and Germrat able to just hit from the backside here and just take down Swain. Not tanky enough with just a Rylai's, and Hamilcar getting caught out by this Shen as well. Downfall showing everybody why he is considered one of the top laners in this league.
Absolutely. I feel like AG does a really great job at really setting up these MF ultimates. They've got like great lockdown for her.
Yes, and the spacing that she's doing, like everything is kind of going her way. We saw it on Germrat yesterday too against LFA, who was ahead for most of the game, and then MF shows up and it's like, boom, I'm winning. You know, I'm doing my thing. And if you looked at the score 4 minutes ago, MF was 0-0-0. Yeah. Nami was 0-0-3. Right? So all of a sudden they come together and they start team fighting, and they just are like, okay, like this was fun. Lane phase is over. It's time for us to end this game, and they're doing just that right now.
Yeah. I do feel like this game is definitely in the hands of AG. What on earth can Touching Grass do to get back into this game? Can they turn this game around, or is it just in the hands of AG?
In terms of pulling the trigger, AG kind of have that one. In terms of how far ahead are you, AG have that one. In terms of objective control and being on soul point, AG have that. The only thing that Touching Grass really have in their corner is their ability to scale. Right, in this Senna, in this Swain, if he was to get another item or two, in the Yone who can 1v9. But when you're this far behind, I think it's more, hey, we need to get some good plays. We need to get some good synergistic, um, things going for us. So for game two, we can play off of that. As we see the Shen ult coming in, AG Major is going to pop into the ult now. Bears Pack caught in the middle of this bullet time as Rubik's McCubics once again just not tanky enough on the support Swain to deal with anything. Bears Pack is the next one to go down as Shen gets another two-man ult. Hamilcar caught on the wrong side of the Sarima shuffle, and that is going to be a clean 4-0 as B-Sin is clearing wards in the top lane. Just Dragon is the objective, but probably should have conceded it, right?
This poor Yone has one item. Guys, stop bullying this mid laner. Let him buy his items. Man's got no gold.
So we do see the 2v5 here sitting under the two turrets, but Downfall is going to get another taunt onto the Swain. He just does so much damage with that Heartsteel and Titanic Hydra as the base is going to fall down. That's going to be a clean 1-0 for the side of AG, Mojo, Jojo. Well played. Touching Grass, how do they come back from this?
Oh, well, that is a very interesting question. How does Touching Grass? I would say, I feel like they played very passive into this team, and I feel like maybe not playing so passive. I mean, they really didn't get a chance. Like, Don't Eat Bees didn't really let Yone play the game. Misfortune and Senna kind of just played the farming game, and I'll see you at like the 20-minute mark, and then the game ended. So, I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot for them to do, but I'm kind of hoping that they can bring it back in the upcoming games, but we will have to see. What are your thoughts on the upcoming games?
The upcoming games is you start 0-0, right? You start level 1, you start with the Dorans, and you go from there. I don't think that there were no redeeming qualities to that game. I think that Bears Pack did a very good job against Downfall. Yeah, he just kind of stayed top lane for the majority of the game, but you know what? Downfall wasn't 3-0 from lane.
No,
which
he
means
was
that
not.
which means that they need to maybe be more aware that, hey, they have a Shen, and we see the same thing in IBSG a lot with the Galio pick, like where Galio's not really doing much, and then all of a sudden you're trying to pick a fight, Galio comes in, and that's kind of what they were doing to Touching Grass, what LFA did to them yesterday. So being aware, being cognizant, maybe pulling the, hey, we got to back up and let our scalers scale kind of deal would be better. So I'd like to see some more of that. Maybe I don't know what you do with the Shen pick. You can't really ban that and give him the NARS, so I guess we'll see for game 2. But Touching Grass back to the drawing board, coming up with something, and we will see.
All right, we are going to jump in a quick break to get ready for game number 2, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
All right, welcome back to game 2 of the Week 5 series between AG Mojo Jojo and Touching Grass. AG Mojo Jojo is playing for their playoff lives. They win and they're in, and Touching Grass decides to take red side again. How are you feeling after game 1, Loki?
Listen, I am ready to not be able to speak again this upcoming game. I'm really excited for it. So, but I am also excited to see what AG and Touching Grass are going to do in this draft and see how much they are going to make my eyes bleed. I'm super pumped for it.
All right, and we see the bans coming in. We do see one change here so far. We have the Jinx and the Viego on the side of AG Mojo Jojo. Don't want to see any of that. Don't want any of the resets coming in, as we see the Amumu and the Shen instead of the Gnar being banned away from from AG Mojo Jojo for Touching Grass, and then the Victor ban. Don't want to see B Sin on that. He's an absolute monster.
He
on that
is.
Champion.
He's a menace.
And Don't Eat Bees banning out the Syndra. And first pick for AG Mojo Jojo is going to be
You already
Nautilus.
knew. Yeah. I mean, like, if they're gonna ban the Amumu, like, I'm just guessing, like, Major's gonna go on to the next comfort, which seems to be Nautilus for him. Let's see what they're gonna answer it with the Silas, which I can only guess that this is going into the hands of Unreportably, as he played it last game, but then there's a Brand.
Sweet. Brand can play anywhere. I mean, if you do put the Silas into the mid, Brand can jungle, Brand can support, Brand can actually APC. It's actually really pretty strong into squishy champions, so does end up going into the Misfortune again. It's really hard to position well to not get hit up by the bullet times. So if there's no sustain on your side with the Brand, like a Nami or something like that, it could be bad. As we see the Rel coming out for the Misfortune, they are just going to try to empower this Misfortune. Germrat has been really strong on it, and now that's just another champion to engage and hold people in for a bullet time.
Yeah, this team already has quite a bit of setup, like we saw in game number 1, where they're setting up the bullet time for Misfortune. But I don't know what Touching Grass is doing with this composition, and Bears Pack, I'll just blame you for this. So, like, whatever the comp is, yeah. But we have a Silas, we have a Brand, and a Scion. We have like a 3-way flex right here. Guys, you're not making this easy on both Fel and myself.
So we're just gonna have to wait until we get into game to see where these are going. But the Scion, much like if it goes to the top side, much like the Cho'Gath, can scale, can stack his health with the W, and clear waves, create pressure. He could either play the boss style where he just pushes, cancer pushes, or the other way. We see the Azir and the Gnar being banned away. They don't want to see the Gnar. They also don't want to see the Shen. And then we have the Braum and Yunara being banned out as Veigar comes across for Touching Grass. That is a ton of AP damage.
Yeah.
Especially if Scion goes tank here.
Honestly, I was just thinking about that. Like, the amount of AP damage that they have on this team is kind of crazy. And oh, we're not there yet, but I can see the future, so I know what this last pick is.
Okay, so we see the Hwei coming out for Mojo Jojo here, and then Singed in the top lane. These are going to be super tanks that Brand will be able to burn through, but Veigar with his burst damage is gonna have to catch a Hwei or Misfortune, and the Bel'Veth coming out. Assuming that's Bel'Veth jungle, it's going to be Brand, Veigar in the bot lane, Scion top, and Silas in the hands of B Sin, who can pilot this champion really well. The problem is, which ult are you stealing to set up? Are you going to steal the Nautilus to set it up? Are you going to steal the Hwei just to get it off in the slow? As we're getting right into game straight from there, we do see it is
dear sweet baby Jesus,
it is a Veigar support and Brand APC. We're going to see B Sin on the Silas and Bears Pack up on the top with the Scion. Actually, to me, really good pick, right? Like, Singed is either going to fight you and kind of like manipulate the minion wave to try to, get his pressure that way. He likes to be in the proxy side of things and likes to just kind of go as B Sin is sort of potentially getting caught out here. But it looks like they're just going to drop some wards over here and try to track unreportably on this Belveth. That is going to be their AD damage, and that is a champion that needs to get in on top of Rel, Hui, CC,
Wait a minute.
Nautilus ult, and Singed. So,
Bear
what
Tech,
are we
if
waiting?
you are listening to this stream, I want to see an AD lethality Scion. Brother,
we
come
know
on.
that he is, and that is just unfair. Don't do that to him. Don't listen to her. The cancer push can happen with Tank Scion as well, so
Yeah,
do
but
it right.
have you not seen Val's go crazy on lethality Scion? He like one taps turret.
Yeah.
It could be
that's
their
Val's.
split pushing win con. But
it could
AD
be.
is Belveth is going to be the main AD damage here. So you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket, saying, you know what, like I have faith that this is going to get ahead. I mean, you do have a Veigar. Very interesting to put it in the support position. I would have thought that the roles would have been reversed at that point, but hey.
Yeah.
I'm just here so I don't get fined, so.
they are losing the 2v2 there, and Sin trying to do his best to sort of just like shove this and kind of make Bees have to choose between CSing and hitting him. He is going to be able to sustain once he gets a couple stacks on his W, but we see Singe moving into the top lane to proxy now. But to be honest, that's kind of where Scion wants to be, right? Like you can wave clear yourself, you can W and Q and just sit on the minion waves all day.
Yeah.
You're not really gonna get anything out of that, right?
Listen, I will make Murk PayPal you $5 of his own money to play lethality Scion.
As we come in.
He's not here, so I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, but we do see Beeson losing the trades a little bit, but that's going to happen. You're playing melee into a Hui. I haven't seen Don't Eat Bees play Hui yet in this league, so I don't know how strong or weak it is, but bot lane's doing just fine, and they're going to be happy with just farming into this Rel and MF, and they're kind of treating it like...
Oh, Downfall. Downfall is doing the forbidden singed proxy farming, and you two are going to drive me insane if you both start proxy farming. But this bot lane is just poke central. I mean, they have a very toxic bot lane comp on the side of touching grass. But Major is
They
here.
do, but now we see Major coming in with a flash coming out from the Rel, and Millikar flashes AG Major, so he's not going to have the Q, and they're going to get out a 3-for-2 gank coming in, and unreportedly is coming in on top of this way, and he's going to get stopped, but that was almost a kill for Sin that could have turned this entire game on its head.
That was a nice bot lane
you see Downfall's gonna go in here now. Yeah, he has the health advantage, has the little bit of an item advantage, and Bear's Pack getting out by the skin of his teeth, and he's gonna have to back here. As you see, Rubik's McCubics is actually like mechanically doing really well to get as many Qs and Ws down onto this Rel, playing it kind of like a Senna into a melee where he's just stacking up. One of the downfalls to Veigar support is the fact that you don't get a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you make up for it by hitting cages, hitting Ws, hitting Qs, and farming it that way. As unreportedly, he's going to try to take down Downfall here. He might be stuck here. And Bear's Pack coming over to try to help, but Downfall doing the cinch thing, getting away. Meanwhile, bot lane, they're fighting. The Rel goes in. Hamilcar is going to ignite Germrat, but Germrat with the barrier and the flash ahead is going to take first blood. Rubik's McCubics is going to try to do this, but Rel doing such an amazing job of just tanking for her ADC. Is now Downfall with the ult, but no mana. Bear's Pack misses the Q from the Scion. Could have got a return kill there, but just outside of the range of the knockup from Scion.
So Downfall does have a level lead on this Scion here. Obviously up in CS due to the proxy farming. I just hope that they understand late game we don't chase a Singe. That's like the one thing that gets me every time I see a Singe in the game is we try to chase it around the map. Just let it go die to the turret. Because I don't think there's really much you can do to stop a Singe.
As you see now, B-Sin trying to fight inside the back of the minion wave is going to steal the Hui ult, and Hui getting a little bit of damage back on the other side too, as AG Major looks like he's going to try to come in after B-Sin here. He is going to throw the hook, and it is going to go wide right. B-Sin lives another day, throws out the emote, says, "Good try, bro. I saw you coming a mile away."
I can tell you right now,
trying
I
to
would
fight
be
Germrat here, does get the Q off, but is going to have to stand inside to make it rain, and didn't get his W to land onto the MF, so won't get the trifecta burn as B-Sin wants to go in again as he goes in on top of Donny Bees. Donny Bees with no flash hits the W off, and B-Sin gets a solo kill on the Silas. Now we could say it was a good pick, but he is going to be... He is going to be chased after by Nautilus, but AG Major, unlike him, is Hamilcar does get the passive stack off onto the MF, but it's just not enough. So gonna get the free rest of this wave and gonna be able to crash it. Does hit level 6, so MF does have to back here. Otherwise, she does run the risk of dying here. Yeah. Hamilcar has to be careful not to overextend. MF trying to bait here, but this could just be a free kill if he gets the WE, but no. AG Major and Emperors are on the back sides here. They're going to try to come in here and attack here, but just wasting their time. Really well done by Hamilcar to not take the bait and not overextend. As we see Downfall's coming down towards the Dragon Pit. He's going to try to make it a numbers advantage. Sion with no TP advantage here. They're going to have to give this Dragon up.
Yeah, I don't really see much way that touching grass can really get in here. It's only the first Drake of the game. They can technically give it up, let Sion catch up in top lane. As we do see that there is a slight gold lead in the favor of Downfall.
Yeah, and oof. And that gold lead is also what's keeping them alive here, is now the ult comes out from the Hui, and the Singed ult is going to be popped by B-Sin, and he is using his fancy feet to get out of here. Rubik's McCubics is actually caught on this Veigar. Germrat is going to take her down, and Downfall barely gets out. No. As Hamilcar is going to try to return the favor here. He's going to have AG Major. He's going to pop the ult off, and he's going to get a little bit extra damage. The Ignite is ticking, and he does get the kill on AG Major. Hamilcar now trying to follow this Rel here, as Downfall is just going to pop down the glue. He's not going to be able to get out, but unreportedly is now trying to get in here too. He flashes, he gets the Bel'Veth W off, and he's on Donny Bees. Hamilcar gets the feat of warfare, and unreportedly, don't chase the Singed, as B-Sin is trying to go in on top of this Rel. Germrat also super low. If B-Sin had flash, that could be potentially a double kill for nothing there, as touching grass showing that they have a little bit of fight in them.
It is nice to see touching grass fight back after. I'm sure that was a very frustrating loss last game, but to be able to come in with like a clean mind and be like, listen, we're starting over, fresh start, and really bring it back and give us a 3-game series.
Oh, that would be amazing. You know me, I love the the 2-1s, no matter which way it goes. They're my favorite thing to see here. As we see, the tank Sion is coming through, so he could go Hollow Radiance into Gunblade. The dream is still alive, but
no,
more than likely,
dead.
I don't think you're going to get your wish.
It's
Sion's actually going to ult in here and catch this wave. He's doing a much better job now of staying close on CS, which is something that I wanted to see from him. The other thing that I would have loved to have seen that Touching Grass does a very bad job of is actually to cross-bat play. Like we've talked about it time and time again, every game that they have, they saw that they had the numbers advantage of Dragon, but then
they just gave it up.
The grubs, the grubs spawned right at the end while Dragon was still up as B-Sin trying to go back in. He's going to have to deal with Downfall again, and I don't know if he has a way to get out of here, so he's just going to try to do what he can to sort of chase this down. He is going to get out here. He's going to lock down Downfall under the turret, but just not enough. Downfall barely escapes with his life, and B-Sin is not so lucky as he goes down to the Singed Poison as Hamilcar has to flash out of the bullet time. Rubik's McCubics is here. He does get the ult off, but support Veigar just can't do enough here. It's so sad when you have 2 Ruby pots as your thing and you have like 50 AP from just being a support and hitting Rel. As Donny B stays alive, keeps his top laner alive as well, as Germrat fighting inside of this minion wave is going to try to flash in on top of Hamilcar, and he does. He gets the kill. Well played by Germrat to just take that back after he was basically dead to rights.
Yeah, because I was about to say that if I was MF, I would be tilted as hell right now laning against a Brand Veigar. I hate Brand with a passion, but I mean, they're playing very aggressive on this MF champion.
Veigar. Yeah, and Veigar is going to take the Make It Rain, and Bearspack is actually going to potentially get this first turret. He does end up taking some damage from the turret just because of the Hollow Radiance, and now is he going to push the minion wave, or is he going to smack the turret for nothing? He's going to smack the turret.
He's going to smack the turret for nothing.
A little bit of a missed opportunity there if he would have killed the minion wave. That could have been first tower, and that could have been feats claimed for touching grass. But that tower is so close to dying. We do see Bel'Veth up top. There's Beeson is just taking so much damage from this way. Once he finishes this Blackfire Torch, that's going to be so hard to deal with.
It really is, yeah. And the fact that Bel'Veth didn't get those grubs is going to be kind of rough on the side of touching grass with the, I forget what the Bel'Veth, the Voidling.
Okay. As we go through, Beeson does steal the ult. He does get the lockup, but Bel'Veth's just a little bit too far out. And now we see AG Major is trying to come back in. He's going to flash. He's going to Q. And Beeson is going to die again as Downfall has his eyes set on unreportedly on this Bel'Veth. Sion ulting towards the mid lane instead of taking the tower. A little bit of a bad play here, but unreportedly just can't get away from the Singe. Singe just burning all his mana. Doesn't matter. He is going to get the catch up, and he's going to be on a rampage. 4-0-0 on this Singe.
This Singe is a menace. Holy. I mean, Downfall's really playing very strong today. He was 4-0 on Shen, 4-0 on Singe.
As you do see, the Veigar cage is going to get caught up. Hamilcar with no flash is going to get the ult off, and Veigar is going to get the kill onto this Rel. And now Veigar, with the health and the mana, is going to be one-on-one versus this MF. And now we see Nautilus roaming down there, Major doing what he can, and mid lane fighting as normal. Sion is going to be left alone with this turret. If he can get this minion wave, he can press this turret and give the boots advantage over to the side of Touch and Grasp, which is, I don't think that they have had it, with the exception of the one Lucifer game where he popped off. So
yeah, I'm not. I'll be honest with you, I don't really remember that, but it looks like the objective bounties are going to fall right in the favor of AG, unless they're able to pick up this Drake and kind of slow it down.
Yeah, so they are going to be able to get this Drake uncontested. Just a bad back timing or just numbers advantage. They're just very aggressive on this dragon. As soon as it spawned, they knew they wanted to pick it up. So good heads up play from the side of Touch and Grass to sort of just claw back. Like, now you have the first turret. Now you had the first 3 kills. Even though you're down 9-4, you're catching up on objectives. And Sion is being able to just scale in this top lane because he's going to scale harder than Singe because of his W. Bearspack just needs to make sure that he doesn't overcommit to fighting the Singed and miss CS in the process.
It makes me laugh every time Downfall flips somebody over. Like, I can just imagine, like, oh, I found Singed again, guys. He is just all over this map.
He's sort of potentially getting caught out on it by Downfall, but there is a strict numbers advantage for the side of Touch and Grass, but Singe is just so strong. The Veigar cage is going to miss by just a hair as Downfall is going to get away with his life. A little bit of a cheeky play, and now they want to turn the tables onto Sin here, as he's going to have the Rocket Belt out of there and just barely escaping with his life as the pressure on this mid lane is still here, and the Rift Herald is about to be up.
It is going to be up for sure. I would like to see, once again, Touch and Grass kind of fight for these objectives. I know it's going to be rough because AG is definitely moving as a pack in this game.
Yeah, and we saw them take the dragon as
very big.
Yeah, we saw them take the dragon as a pack. I think at this point you probably just want to concede this. Singed is way stronger than Sion at this point, and Sion's just kind of doing what he's supposed to do, right? He's just shoving out the wave, staying safe, not giving too many kills over to Shen. But now Germrat is going to bullet time, and it's going to force the flash out of unreportedly on this Bel'Veth. She does get the red buff, but then has to burn the flash for it. So Well played by Germrat. And now, are we going to see a dive on the top lane where they use Shelly to break the mold and then follow up onto the Scion? Or do they turn their attention to mid?
I think that they just drop the Herald mid. Honestly, keeping I don't know, I would just say to keep that top turret. It kind of keeps Scion up in top lane. To defend that turret.
Scion does look like he's about to come down with this. He is hovering over on the middle of the river here. They are going to drop the Herald. They are going to take it for a run. He is going to get caught up here, but there's no follow through on the side of Touch and Grasp, as now Sin and Bears Pack coming in as the bro duo. They are going in. Double ults getting caught. The Rel ult coming out. The real Rel ult coming out as well. Hamilcar on the back line getting the Ignite off and a full ult. And now Germrat is going to try to repay Hamilcar for his transgressions. Now it is a 3-for-1 on the side of AG Mojo Jojo, and Scion getting caught, and also Rubik's McCubics on this Veigar also getting caught. Is he going to be able to get the Singe? No, Singe is just going to sit inside the cage right outside of turret range, and that is a 4-for-1 now. The only remaining member is Scion. And it does look like Downfall kind of wants to go. They're taking a couple turret shots here. Bel'Veth is here to sort of clean up, gets the 1000 shutdown. Bears Pack gets a kill back on to the Nautilus, and now Bears Pack can't decide what to do with the Scion, as unreportedly is trying to go 2v1 into Rel and MF, and this is not always the smartest play, but Bel'Veth is going to get the kill. So another kill traded back that ends up turning into a 4-for-4 total, and Sin is on the chase.
However, we do have a 6-0 Misfortune, who is sitting on 2,200 gold. Probably not one that I want to chase down, being a 1-3-1 Silas.
Well, he looks like he's going to go for it anyways. He does have Mercury Treads, and he is going to catch her. He does see her. He's on top of her, and now he's going. If he can steal this ult and then catch her one more time, the bullet time's going to come through. Germrat sidesteps, but 1,000 gold is going to the pockets of this 1-2-3-1 Silas.
So 2-3-1 Silas. All right.
So we see the teleport coming out from the Scion, went halfway up top and then had to make the decision to go the other way. Hamilcar looks like he is going to get caught out by Emperor here on this Rel. He's going to get the ult out. He's going to get all the damage out. And Rubik's McCubics is actually coming in now too. He's held her off with the cage. She didn't get caught up by it. Unreportedly just missing on this Bel'Veth as the teleport from Singed is coming in. He's going to be looking to take somebody down. He's so fast. Sid is going to be the sacrificial lamb, and Rubik's McCubics is going to be the next one to fall as well. Don't Eat Bees takes up the kill onto the Veigar. You get the kill, you give 2.
Meanwhile, bot lane, we do have
Scion doing Scion things.
Looking to take tier 1 here.
I did talk to Bears Pack about this before the game. He was super excited, was just kind of discussing what he wanted to do. He's like, I just want to play passive. And I was like, bro, if you're going to lose, Cancer Push. You know, pick a Scion, pick something that can just keep going. And he's doing a really good job right now. And he should back here, but he's going to step up to the turret. So we'll see if Don't Eat Bees can make him pay for that. But no, he just ults out. Pretty smart play, as Downfall and Unreportedly are fighting right now, but is a level 10 Bel'Veth against a level 13 Singed, and he's the one that's going to have to walk away. Now we see Veigar coming up. Rubik's McCubics is going to try to take this. Sin misses up his proto belt. They're trying to give this kill over to the Silas, but he's going to have to take it. Otherwise, it's going to go to nobody. Well played on the side of Touch and Grass to just sort of catch him out, and this Bel'Veth is actually doing a legit amount of damage and work.
Yeah. I don't know if I can show her. She's got 37 of her stacks. But it does look like AG Mojo Jojo is just gonna turn and take this Otacon. Bel'Veth's mid, pretty much their entire team is mid. I don't think that they can get down there in time to stop this.
No, and I don't think they want to, and I think the correct call is actually being made here. They're going to take tier 2 bot and mid, while they take Otacon on the side of AG, so you're giving up stacks, and you're giving up, these passive stats from here. Sion's going to try to queue over the wall, but not going to get it. They end up only getting the tier 1 from the side of AG, but now they're going for the tier 2 mid lane, and that tier 2 bot lane is actually like super close to going down. His Downfall is going to try to make a play here, but he's going to get Veigar caged held out as B-Sin is trying to go down on him now, and B-Sin fighting with downfall. The rest of the team is here. The cavalry has shown up, but it's just not enough. He's buying just enough time. He's going to try to catch out this Brand. Hamilcar is stuck, but he's fighting a Rel. Downfall is just trying to do whatever he can to just buy time and create as much chaos, and it's working. His AG Major is going to be on top of this Brand, and no matter how much damage he does, it's just not enough to take down the fully stacked Bloodthirster MF, and now it's 3v2. Double Rel ults coming out at the same time. There's a ton of lockdown. B-Sin gets the kill onto Downfall, and he wants more, but Rel is just a little bit too tanky. His unreportedly is going to get caught up, but Sion is here, the hero, to save the day. Nautilus ult coming out onto unreportedly. Sion doing a great job soaking as much damage as he can, but Rubik's McCubics gets caught by the whale, and then the follow-up from Nautilus, and now it is just everybody on top of Bear's Pack. He lasted for so long there, and he's going to try to hit Donny Bees, but he's just going to shield up and make him run away, and they're going to take the Sion down twice in about 2 minutes.
Jeez. 9-1 and 2 Misfortune, 3-3 and 8. Who I don't really think that touching grass really stands a chance unless they really take a fight right there in their base.
Yeah, they're going to do their best here to just sort of try to clear this out and just stem the bleeding while the rest of their members come up. Hamilcar is actually getting a lot of passive damage down. Rubik's McCubics does catch Nautilus in the cage. It looks like they're going to turn their attention to him, but Rel trying to do the best thing that he can. The passive stacks from Brand is coming out, and now the resets are coming through for this Bel'Veth. They're on top of the Nautilus, and Germrat and Donny Bees are trying to get away as B-Sin is coming down from the side, the TP flank coming in. They're going to see him on the ward. They're going to get away with the, oh no, he messes up the blast plant. And now B-Sin and everybody else coming through. The Hextech Proto Belt is going to come through. He's going to get the chains down. He's stealing the bullet time. Flash is coming out from both sides. And now they are overextending here as Hamilcar is going to get a little bit of damage onto Donny Bees. He wants blood, but he's going to end up eating it in the face. And now Unreportedly is going to try to finish the job. She does. Sion ult coming through, chasing down the MF, takes the wrong route. And that is going to be the counterattack that they needed. But now Rubik's McCubics potentially caught up here by Downfall. They're trying to chase through here. Unreportedly now chasing the Singed. B-Sin is on the wings on the bot lane, going to try. But now he's just buying time here. And we see the Rel coming in. The Veigar cage is down. There's not going to be anything they can do to stop Downfall from killing this Veigar. But B-Sin coming in, and the lockdown's coming through. He does miss the Veigar W, but B-Sin wants blood, and he gets it. Rel and Nautilus coming through to try to hold this off while MF gets in position. And now it is a 3v3 skirmish, or 4v3 skirmish inside the red side jungle of AG.
Jeez. This has been a crazy game. I mean, I definitely underestimated the Bel'Veth pick, but I think it's working out quite well for touching grass.
Yeah, putting everybody on sort of like comfort picks, and I love this Sion pick for Bear's Pack. I think it's working perfectly in his favor, where he's being able to do what he wants to do. Singed, maybe not the best pick into it. I don't know if that was just like a cheeky pick that he wanted, or he's, you know, just.
I love the Singed pick. I'm gonna be real, I really like it.
Yeah, you hate Brand, love Singed.
I do. Okay, I don't want to face them, but I like them.
And he's gonna be drafting his entire team here. Hamilcar, he's gonna miss the Brand stun. He's gonna get flipped. He's inside here, but the Veigar cage is actually gonna save him. And Downfall oversteps, TPs into a gray screen, as now they're gonna try to turn their sights on, but the Rylai's from the Singed Poison is going to be here still. Hamilcar with almost no help. All they have to do is something to sort of take this out. Is B-Sin trying to get onto this Hui, does steal the ult, and now they're going to be trying to turn this out as the MF bullet time. Nobody's stopping her, as we're going to get a kill over for the side of Bel'Veth, but they're going to turn onto this now, and Bear's Pack, although he's tanky, he's starting this little fight really low, and MF is going to get a quadra kill.
Well, that's not how I think they wanted that fight to go. However, that was a very good setup, again, for the Misfortune bullet time, and this kind of just opened up Baron for them. It's kind of going to be a free-for-all for AG, Mojo, Jojo. So, I just think that they start this on spawn, they don't finish a Scuttlecrab, that's okay, I won't judge you for it. But
but They're
I
not
mean,
going to be on vision. The pings are coming out. They're trying to get there. They're not going to get there. I mean, they may actually be able to get there in time if they rush this. But it does look like now that downfall's there, a little bit of extra damage. The only thing that they can really hope for is maybe pushing like a second fight here. As Rubik's McCubics is going to see this, he's going to try to do what he can to sort of steal it. But the spike comes through from Major. He's not going to let that one go. And now it's a Baron empowered AG, but we've seen now a few times where they have messed up these team fights, and if they don't get that clean MF ult,
yeah.
Sin on this Silas, unreportedly on this Belveth, getting into the backline and doing their damage there, along while they're trying to fight the Scion, has worked out for Touching Grass, but we'll see if they can keep this going, or is MF just too strong now?
That's like what I'm like their entire AG's entire identity is really based around this misfortune ult. They time it correctly and it just layers it right on top and just clean ace. This is kind of what AG needs to wrap up this game if they're looking to wrap it up. I mean,
I think they should be.
They should be. I mean, we do have soul point for AG up in about 3 minutes, so if they don't find a way to end before this, this will be the dragon that Touching Grass really needs to fight for. You don't want to give a 13 and 1 MF soul.
No, especially Ocean Soul, where they'll be able to take small engages and get their damage and come back. And Touching Grass doing the right thing now, kind of conceding this outer turret, probably going to give up this tier 2 now, maybe fight around the tier 3 and to not have two exposed inhibitors. But AG Mojo Jojo, it's going to be a 4v4, unreportedly on the flank, but he's going to get caught out by Major and Emperor. And now we're going to see if Veigar and Hamilika, or Veigar and Brand can do any sort of minion wave clear, but they can't step up. If they step up, they're gonna get caught out. So
now,
unlike where Bears Pack
are up for both sides. Mm-hmm. So this next team fight should be a really big one for both sides, as like everyone can just kind of pile dive.
Right, and we're gonna see a little bit of poke coming out from the Hui. Downfall can't get this turret to go down. Bears Pack doing a good job, but you're losing everything everywhere else as the Veigar cage is going to come down. We do see that he does have the rod completed with the 10 stacks, and now he's trying to get the...
That's crazy. That's a rabbit on the death camp.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted as he's going to try to get that, but Hamilcar taking a ton of damage. He might actually just die to the Hui ticks here. As they're going to get this third one here. Veigar steps up a little tanky, but he's going to be burning as well. He's going to have to step back. Unreportedly, he's going to be the last bastion of defense here for this tier 3, and that's going to go down as well, as Bears Pack is now finally getting that tier 1 to go. He needs to base here and get out of here, as we see Singed is going to back here, probably use the Baron Empowered Recall into a teleport to try to end this game. But we do see two people getting caught up. The problem is that they have so much tankiness on the side of AG. And now here comes the Singe teleport. Belveth is going to miss the knockup, and now he's just going to get into the back here. But the Scion ult is going to stop him. And now Downfall caught out in between, but he's doing just fine as AG Mojo Jojo are trying to disengage here, and they will. The Rylai's from the Singe and everything else, and the B-Sin using the whale, not going to land on anybody, and they just need to play base cleanup here.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a turtle situation for Touching Grass. They can't really leave base. They do have supers pushing in both mid and bot side. Next objective is up in 9 seconds, which means this Drake should go over to the side of AG.
And I don't know if that was the planned call on their side or whatever, just to say, hey, Dragon's up in 30 seconds, let's push these inhibitors and let's get out. Use Singe to just sort of disengage and make sure that they can't follow up. Very well played. If that was the call, that was almost perfect macro call on the side of AG, where they're like, okay, we can get this soul point. We don't have to lose anybody. We don't have to take a fight that we could potentially lose or whatever. So with Veigar now almost getting that Rabadon's completed, he is going to start to deal some damage. If they catch Hui or MF out with the Veigar cage, that could be, that could spell death. Bears Pack pushing in this top lane is more than likely going to get this tier 2. 100% going to get the tier 2, and then let's see if he can get out of here. Germrat's going to try to chase him down. There are 3 on the 4 on the top side here, but that's their next objective, right? Push the lanes, or let the lanes push themselves on the side of bot mid, and then just all stack top and see if they can do anything. Baron ult is passive is gone, but you do have 5 people, and Rel is checking this. Why is she checking that? As Bears Pack is going to get caught out, they're going to step in front of him. Bears Pack making a very bad judgment decision there. I don't know how they ended up seeing him there, but that is a bad time to get caught for Sion.
We do have Baron up in about 50 seconds here. Ultimately, the game plan for AG would be to just Baron
Rubik's does
and
catch up. Spins to you. Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought they were gonna fight.
Listen, I'm just here. They are looking for somewhat of a dive, but they don't really have the minion wave quite yet.
Now they do, and if they do get this dive off, I mean, that's exactly what you want to do, right? You want to just end the game here, pull the trigger, get something going, get a clean MF ult, get the ace, and then walk your way into playoffs. But Touching Grass is showing a lot of resiliency here, trying to just do what they can. Without the Baron, it's not as strong of a push, and it does look like AG might have to go for the Baron play.
I would, like, if I was AG, I would want to go for the Baron play, and with Baron buff, but I guess it depends on how these teams kind of, like, work around it, because it looks like they are looking to fight.
It does, and Veigar's gonna barely miss his cage here. No follow-up yet, but Hui, with the artillery strikes, is going to start to wear down even this Sion with all the health that he has. So they are going to have to be careful. Otherwise, they're going to end up getting chunked and have to give this up. Singe pushing in on the mid side here. Sion is going to press the go button, and MF and everybody is caught out by the Veigar cage here, but MF flashing away, getting the bullet time off, is only hitting Bears Pack with that, but Belveth is actually going to die unreportedly, tries to get on top of her. This is the play. B-Sin with the bullet time is not going to be able to do the same amount of damage, and now everybody taking damage from the turret, but it doesn't matter. They're so far ahead. They're so tanky. Downfall looking for Rubik's. McCubix isn't going to find him. His next one is going to be Humilicar. Bears Pack almost takes down the MF, but the hero play is going to end at the Sion ult, and this is going to be a dead turret just from the minions, and the rest of the team is coming in.
This seems like the beginning of the end for this game.
And it's going to be as the flash comes out from the Hui, and he's going to do the damage. He's going to take down Rubik's McCubix on this Veigar. The sad gnome is going to die. The evil power not enough, and AG 2-0's Touching Grass on their way to the IBSG playoffs.
Right, wow. That was a very, very good game to end on for this season of AG Mojo Jojo. Look at that damage from the Singed. 36,000 damage.
A lot of that, I think, is due to the Sion shield. But, well played by Touching Grass. It was a rough season for them. They only got one win and lost every single series. But, when you're playing in these leagues, it's a way for you to get people to notice you. So maybe this last game showing that you can play other different kind of champions, and you can hold off one of the better teams in the league, and you can make it close, especially in the second game. Well done by them to just keep their heads high and walk off with at least a game that they can sort of be proud of. And they did the best that they could. Subbing out Lucifer for Bears Pack, he had to come in and sub in not your entire complete team. So maybe it would have went a little bit better. Maybe it would have went a little worse. You never know. But good job by both of these teams. AG, I'm excited to see you guys in the playoffs and how you do. Depending on who wins tomorrow is going to determine the seeding and who's going up against Miami Vice, as long as they win and retain that #1 seed. So going to be an interesting, them and Tanukis, right? So it's Miami Vice, Tanukis, AG Mojo Jojo, and now tomorrow we're going to have Rivals Gold versus LFA to see who the 4th seed is going to be.
That should be a very interesting game, and I believe it is you and I again tomorrow.
Yes.
So that is going to be it for Fel and I tonight, though. But again, like we said, we will be back tomorrow. I believe it's 8 p.m. EST, if I'm not mistaken. But congrats to AG Mojo Jojo for your clean 2-0 win. You guys definitely deserved that. You played super well. It was a joy to cast tonight for you guys. And anything else that you want to add, Phil?
No, thank you guys so much for having me, and thanks everybody that tuned in. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it as much as I did.
All right, have a good night, guys.